You are just happy to see the waves, man.
Hey, man, we just waiting to see the waves out here, bro. Alright, man, let's get it.
Let's get it.
This is the Dojo podcast with Tabang, Dez, Mbali in the house. Sans Mo ain't here.
Mo is adulting. It's his turn to adult.
Yeah, Mo is adulting, man.
TG Ulofile 99.
Yeah, fine.
Second written on you.
Second written on you, and we got to confiscate his phone.
Yeah.
But otherwise, Mo isn't here, man. So, you know, I'm hoping everything goes south. Real good.
Every time Mo Alisiko, the number of calls that need to happen before we even setting up the camera, bro.
Whoa.
And when he's editing,
I was just like,
at what now?
At what time?
At what time? Now go to Nilena. What do you mean you don't know? Yeah, welcome to it. Season 14, episode 5.
This is 5, man. This is 5.
Lot to plug in.
Yes.
Lot to plug in.
Let's get to it.
Our daily bread, uzurionline.co.za.
Yeah, man.
That's where you can register your business to be able to sell your products, just like we are doing with our product that just dropped.
Yes.
So we've dropped 2 products. We've dropped the merch.
Yes, we've dropped the merch. So we got the shirts.
We've got one lady specific.
Yes.
We've got
one guy.
One guy?
Yes. Kind of maybe the name we have.
The swimline or whatever.
Yeah, the swimline t-shirt. Yeah.
Then we've brought back the Dojo.
Yes.
The old design with the
old design.
with the horizontal branding.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 SKUs that we've dropped.
Yes.
There's one that we are working on.
Yeah, man.
With the a lot more sophisticated. 500.
Yeah, if we get it right.
Yes. Hopefully we do. That's nice.
So please check those out. Vela on Uzuri.
Yeah.
So as you go, check out our vendor page on Uzuri to get the t-shirts. You know, after getting some t-shirts, no browse around. You know, there's other cool stuff on there.
There's other vendors out there.
Yeah, there's other vendors on there selling other cool things.
Yep.
And then besides the t-shirts, then we are also, you know, Repusha part.
The tickets are there.
Yeah, the tickets are there.
The tickets are there.
150.
And I want to explain something with the events. So we've dropped the venue. So this is where we're recording at Para House. You've seen it looks very beautiful. Hopefully the weather gods
play. Hey.
Re kopa batho ba loyang ne ba re DM ba nang le bo mme le bo nkgono ba loyang ba re DM ba re jwetse re patala bokae. But if the weather can just hold, ne?
Yeah, because it hasn't rained.
Yeah.
It hasn't rained.
It's a beautiful venue.
All the weekends have been amazing. Yeah.
It's a beautiful venue. Then we dropped the video that kind of gives you a taste of what the
venue looks
like. What the venue looks like. Yeah. So you will see that we are busy punting that on our socials as well. We'll probably plug it on the video as well.
Yes.
So the tickets are gonna be kept, guys. It's only 120 tickets available. So the earlier you buy, the better. There won't be any tickets on the door.
Yes, there won't be.
Like we did say, we're gonna be doing a series of these events. So we are trying to be less the numbers so that the experience is more worthwhile.
Yeah.
So that there's not too many people on site. The food service, the bus service, things run smooth.
Yes.
Ne? We'll probably have the lineup dropped by the end of the week.
Yeah, by next week.
Then we'll also drop the list of amenities you can do.
Yeah.
We're trying to bring back the jumping castle.
The jumping castle.
For that.
Yeah, because we never explored it with the other time.
We tried.
Yeah,
so we try the jumping castle, the gaming,
the adult jumping castle, so that we can pause our adulting.
Mutlatsi will volunteer to be the security.
Yeah, we'll get Mutlatsi to be that. We have the pool. It's a pool party. It's a beautiful pool. We're trying to get the gaming consoles.
Yeah, the gaming consoles.
I'm trying to hook up a sushi bar as well. I think that would be nice.
Yeah, that would be dope.
You know, trying to hook up the sushi bar. The venue has a nice restaurant and a nice chef, so it will be the nice vibes. And another thing, everybody that's coming, you'll have sufficient parking and it's all inside the venue.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing because people always worry about their cars.
About
So we've got
cars, yeah.
sufficient parking. That's why we are managing the numbers.
Yes.
So buy your tickets, 150, no tickets at the door.
Yeah. Day event.
Day event.
Yeah.
Well, we are between 8 and 9. We will be also showing the sports.
rugby.
Yeah,
I
the
think
rugby.
the rugby is going to
Yeah.
be playing. Ne?
Yeah.
There's a fixture of South Africa that's playing on the 1st of October.
Yeah. But we shut down 10.
Yeah, Kaboma 8-10.
10
Yeah,
How
so
fella match?
how fella match,
fella
ne?
match,
Yeah,
yeah.
but we'll
Yeah.
stay because match is 9, ne?
Yeah.
So by then we will have
Died
quietened down,
maybe.
and then yeah. So I think that's all we've got to plug.
Yeah, man.
And
yeah, man.
they've got a lot of nice animals here.
Yeah,
ne?
animals and stuff
I
like
think
that.
very exotic and they're not from here. Whatever. When I'm just like,
llama.
Hey, let's go to yeah, man. So there's a lot to look forward to, ne?
Yeah, man. On the 1st of October,
Yeah.
please, tickets are still available. Grab them while they're
And none of the dojo members have got tickets. No one's got tickets.
Yeah,
This
I
one we are
know.
managing.
Yeah, we're managing numbers. So, Leon, the guest list. Let's get the expect.
Hey, let's get the expect.
Yeah, let's get
Actually, there isn't a guest list.
There isn't going to be a guest
Yeah,
list.
only
so
person on the guest list is staff.
Staff,
if you are
basically.
working.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you're working. Basically. Aye, man. King, we can get into the shit. No. Let me ask you, Bali, how you been?
I'm okay, man.
Yeah,
How are you?
Nadine last week.
Guy. Oh, in
No general.
general.
In general.
Oh.
You actually went to the rugby after recording last
yes,
week. How was that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
we
life
went
hectic.
to-
Which department of my life are you asking about?
Ngathi ngento yaziyo, ngathi-
What did you hear? Like,
What did you hear?
before I
Tell me
answer.
what you heard, my nigga, before I tell you. Yeah, my friends and I went to Pretoria. We had a good time. The box won. It was a vibe.
There was the opener, ne?
It was the opening game.
For
yeah,
us.
right.
For us, yes.
For us, okay.
Yeah, but khange sithande le bana awukhange sikwazi umamela commentation ye-rugby because khalisa umculo ngapha
Yes,
yabo.
yes.
But ke it was a vibe. We had such a fun time.
Okay.
That's dope.
Because I wanted to ask Corey if people were keenly following the sports or... Because you know when you're at Groove, it's always like, okay, I want to see what's happening.
Yeah, but I'll check out
Score.
to score.
Eh.
But I'm not really too
Mara
focused at
it's
it.
a game, like, do you know, like when you remember during even the soccer World Cup, when you go to a fan park, you want to be able to hear,
The commentary.
Yes. and then after we can, before the game or during halftime, then we can play music in between.
Yeah.
That's not what happened there.
I did a woo with just
It's like it's basically going to Perere with the rugby playing on the TV.
And they had advertised the book as the main
Exactly.
thing, which is the difference. Because I think when people want to go to Groove, it's like, okay, cool, I'm faced with two options. I do want to go here, but I still want to have
visibility.
this
of
as
what's
what,
happening.
what's happening. So
Yeah.
but if you are going to market it as the main thing as the viewing,
Yeah.
then you have to make it about that.
It has to be about
It has to be
doing
about
and then
that.
proving it about
Yes.
secondary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I feel
Okay, but if you had fun,
Yeah, but if-
plus that Xhosa rugby comment is elite.
Yeah, bo.
It's elite, bro.
It is.
Yeah,
it
you
is.
if you
So
I call it Jan sport.
You prefer the commentary in
Yes,
Xhosa.
course.
Yeah, not the English and
No.
Afrikaans.
Yeah, Xhosa comment is elite, bro. Even in soccer.
Yeah.
Xhosa is a nice language as well.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
No, dope. When are they playing again? Are they playing today?
Today.
Today.
So we're recording on the Sunday.
Yeah, today
Yeah.
against Romania.
Oh yeah. In fact, there was somebody who invited me up the road
I'm
in
in this
Kalan.
work pool thing, apnea. So, but we must do predictions on the Rugby World Cup, and the more you get right, kind of king, the one that has the most points
Wins.
win some cash money provided by the office. So I've been
Kind of under new management.
yeah, I'm here in fear to it.
Ilma
Let's
Oh,
do Rugby
I-
Fridays, Walk Fridays.
But are they changing the whole culture?
I love it for you.
Right. Jola, I've got the homies like giving me predictions.
Are you
I'm
gonna
like,
share your winnings
yeah.
with the homies?
Nah. Nah. I ain't sharing shit. Yeah, but I'm doing well. So, Khidlabo.
And it's the cricket today also.
So it's raining giant sport.
Yeah.
It's a cricket.
Yeah, it's cricket. It's
an ODI.
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 Aye.
ODI.
Who's our captain now?
Hey, in the last time. I was making Dojo and sports, yo. Rugby. Then I was on Insta busy trolling rugby. People watching rugby. Do you really guys would like rugby, or you guys want to have content for banter in the office?
Sure.
So then I go on and on. Then I like, anyway, good luck to Brian Habana and the boys.
Like, is that on purpose?
Yeah, that was the last time rugby was important to me.
During
Brian Habana was in the mix.
But even the camaraderie, kumandi South Africa, kumandi, like when it's sports season you know, when we have things to do.
Vibe at the cricket is quite
Yeah,
dope.
because that's the role of sports. Funny enough, when you're talking about your office and you doing this, like you get a sense, like, remember when I say like South Africa, it's like sometimes our true colors really show around what we rally around.
Yeah.
Because, like I always say, that we are not a nation in the truest sense of the word, right? So you can see we get polarized even around rugby. Because Mangamla, rugby has a lot of corporate interest, right? So you find that even things that happen in the office, you know, they very elaborate. Like now you see like there's a WhatsApp group at work. You know, like when it's soccer, it's like, but...
Last week,
Yeah.
did you do the same thing?
No.
Because they don't.
They don't. That's my point.
We never know.
That's my point, because soccer is regarded as black people sports. Mind you, you do have white people that follow like the Premier League, right?
Yep.
But they identify more with it because it's European.
Yeah.
But they don't identify with the South African
PSA.
sports, with the South African soccer.
Yeah, PSL.
It's because I was Winners Way.
Wait, what?
Even with
As
Chiefs
Winners
and
Way.
Pirates, it's largely followed by black people, right? So you won't hear white folk making banter about Chiefs and Pirates, which are amongst the biggest teams.
Exactly.
But when it comes to rugby, you can see where it's over-indexed more on white people, and corporate tends to do a lot of marketing activity around it. And that really shows you.
Yeah, it shows you.
Or we're not really...
Yeah, because I don't know if, well, maybe I'm yet to see now that, you know, corporate structure or that's okay, during the World Cup, will they do the same thing?
Yeah, World
But
Cup they
it doesn't
tend
even
to.
need to be a World Cup thing. And it's last week. Why
It's a national party. Yes.
By true next. The focus I didn't even know though.
So even if you act hard in the
even
office,
as a jockey, you also not doing your part to follow your own national team.
Because I was a winner.
But you invested in the rugby.
Hey man, I was a winner.
so like about Wako Finance, who's the South African captain for Bafana Bafana? He also doesn't know.
I have no fucking idea. But we need to do, and you know what I liked? I liked the support that the women showed the netball team.
Yeah.
The netball team was hella supported, man. I watched a few of their games as well. Kunonal game in where Sia was in the Sia Kolisi. Was in the stands.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like the vibes
good,
were,
ne?
the vibes were immaculate, man.
That means
the
we
vibes
just
were
support
immaculate.
winners. We don't care a damn for the losers.
You
Because
know?
even when Manyana was in the World Cup and they were doing amazing things, everyone was
Everyone
following.
was watching.
Yes,
It's just that
It's just that we just like winners.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
don't
that's
care a
true.
damn
yeah,
for
regardless
losers.
winners.
it's that, but also I think it's the whole thing. Politically, we mismanage, or sometimes don't understand sports as a social engineering tool or helping with communities. Because if you think about it, even rugby, the reason why rugby is still seen as a white man's sport, how you have a major township like Soweto, you still don't have a rugby stadium or facility.
Or players.
Yeah, like why wouldn't you? Since apartheid, like, okay, now we're gonna sit and say rugby is a white man's sport, but you haven't done anything to introduce rugby to the whole. There's no cricket. There used to be a cricket stadium in was Elka cricket stadium in Rockville?
I don't know.
Elka Stadium. I think they used to, because I know there's a Nike Sports Club.
Yes,
World Cup. Yes. But I think Elka Stadium, if I'm not mistaken, was a rugby thinking.
Did you say cricket or rugby?
Cricket. I'm just using cricket and rugby as well. But there's no rugby facility that I know of. And I'm just using Soweto because it's a major black township. I can say Tembisa or whatever. But you can see or even the rugby that comes from Eastern Cape, to the best of my knowledge, was still the missionary schools. You know, it was like still the missionary schools.
Are they like development rugby in Eastern Cape?
But
Kokasi, is it well?
I don't know.
Because Bokolisi comes from these missionary schools. They don't come from township schools.
Yeah, from the private.
They come from scholarships.
Yeah, I can't speak on that. I don't know enough.
From what I know.
Enough.
But like what I can tell you is that the schools in Johannesburg and like schools in the Eastern Cape or in Cape Town for that matter, primary.
Yeah.
Sports as lalo. Yeah, soccer, rugby.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then when I got to my primary school in Acacia Park, they played rugby and there was no soccer.
Yes. Yes.
You know, this is the both schools are primary school. So soccer. You don't have the option between soccer and rugby.
I was watching into funny enough that show you said I must watch on Netflix. So I mean that was shot in 1991. And you saw they were playing rugby in the first episode.
Yes.
You know, I think the lead guy, whatever, who's gonna be the king, whatever. Like rugby was already like
a sport
and cricket
entrenched
in the Eastern Cape missionary schools.
In Eastern Cape schools where you'd find that there isn't the soccer option, where it's the rugby option. So I think Londi Janwe to sidlala rugby because kangibona zibe exposed to soccer, and that's why Nina ngapha nidlala soccer because rugby is always in.
Yep. So you see, like we get polarized even when it comes to a national sports team. We're like, yo, man, I should know more about rugby, but my white counterpart should also know more about soccer. You know, so
and now like the development structures, you know, between rugby le soccer. It's madly different because I remember we saw when they were scouting one of the Springboks now.
Bongi.
Yeah. We saw it. He was playing like second team.
Oh, kind of he's your homeboy. Yeah.
Kanageng for the high school we went to. I'm like
straight from high school. Yeah.
I'm like straight from high school. But Bafana Bana Ereba Bonang, because we also had a PSL team, Kasida, Kanageng Free State Stars. And then and you see the development there
and the difference,
bro, because Bongi as soon as the Blue Bulls got him, he was set. Like I think like 6 months after home is in a Beamer, he's got sponsorships, he's looking clean, he's buff. He was like he grew like so big after 6 months.
Yeah,
he was like a giant afterwards.
Does he have a white woman?
Yeah?
No, he doesn't.
No, he's got a colored woman. So
almost there.
He's married a colored woman, but he loves his wife.
No. But I'm just saying because they always tend to.
But at the time, I think he was dating a black girl. Yeah, when he got recruited. But when you see the line they put him and the discipline that was instilled in him. You know, how they molded him, like the teams molded him versus Bafana Bana Reba Bonang, Free State Stars, but I'm finding completely different. Because Bafana Bana, Free State, after the game, after playing games that Saturday, they in the taverns with us.
Yes, because happy the difference, and I'm glad you brought that because what it shows you in terms of contrast is that soccer is so over-indexed and prevalent within black societies that we even forget that they can treat it as a profession, right? Then whenever, like, you get a black person that gets scouted, rugby, it's supported by a smaller community, which is white people, but then they make it a very serious thing professionally.
Yeah, over professional soon.
Yeah, but
even the soccer players that are professional don't take their job seriously.
Yes.
Remember how I'm always complaining about my neighbor who's a professional soccer player?
Who plays for a major PSL team.
He doesn't take his own job seriously. So
who plays for a major PSL team.
So Tina wife gets him
because I think the lesson here, which is what I'm saying. Because the lesson here is that when you look at what we do with soccer as black people is that remember we all of us went into this as an escape, not a profession. It was like, yo, kids about dlala bolo, you know. It's like you being told all of a sudden, Jolo is a sport. But that's not what you went into it for, right?
Yeah.
So it was an escape.
You're doing it for fun.
So, meaning the discipline of it and the work ethic of it was not inculcated at the developmental stage. Then you find yourself in your formative stage where you get taken by a scout, and then you are thrown a lot of money, right? You're thrown a lot of money from a poor background, you no exercise sharp, no work ethic, nothing, and all of a sudden you're a profession, but you are not guided accordingly. But if you had, I mean, we used to have this guy, Transnet had a excellence, school of excellence, which has gone down the drain. But both David Beckham, they were identified when they were young or no. Your talent is sport, but your curriculum is going to be built around sport. So from your nutrition, how you handle your finances, which is what Mangamla do. Whenever they take a black person to go play rugby, and then they like, and you know, you must also marry. Because Mbali's gonna take you to Mami and Kaza and do everything we've done. You don't want to be found there. So come through, Wabo. And I feel like you need to look at it objectively, and you like.
They do manage their.
Because even if think about it, when you go to the hood, these kids now are no longer like us. I believe but there's a lot of kids where you can't be waking up every day in an impoverished society where you're only looking at only academics as an opportunity. You also got to look at sport, right? Like, if you are lucky to be big bone, we can channel that aggression, put it into a sport that supports that. Boxing, another sport that crosses over index in.
And
but we can, you know, you see how the Sudanese are infiltrating the NBA because they were born with the gift of being tall. So they're taking advantage of that.
They're taking advantage.
So that's what you gotta do. You gotta be able to take advantage of everything and then have a shot at life.
Like when we were growing up, go high school, like these white kids, they try everything. You try everything and you see where you land.
Rugby, cricket, swimming.
You know, they're in the choir,
hockey, volleyball.
But they play in the flute. Babies are fluting on it. They're in the chess club. You know, like you try and you see gifting
that I gravitate towards or have a natural inclination for. You know
what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it happened when I guess with me because I joined the chess club and I also did athletics. But the first hurdle. Now, the first hurdle. As soon as I lose, I quit.
Yeah. and there's a thing to be taught about that.
I used to quit because when I did the tournament, and like your parents aren't there. You know what I'm saying?
Encouraging you.
Your parents encourage you. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you lose, you're like, fuck this.
Fuck this shit.
You know? Fuck this, I'm going home. The white kids in Italy, now you'll try again.
Yes. And what you realize is that sometimes sports can also help you with academics because there are lessons that you may not understand academically, but you can learn that concept with sports, like not giving up.
Trying
like
harder.
You can come from being the last one, but if you train harder, you can be the guy who's naturally talented. Also in the classroom, you may not have a natural inclination for numbers, but
if you work
hard enough, you can challenge somebody who's naturally talented.
Exactly.
I mean, like you look at even like now, we are getting a prevalence of like content creation, where what I find is missing is that now we have a market where you can get a mic and you can record yourself. But what's missing is how we engage content. We came from the school of debate. So I can get behind the mic and then argue my point. Now these kids have the tools, but we no longer have debate in school.
There is.
We no longer have debate that says how do you take a thought and refine it and sell it to masses.
Exactly.
Because like there's no debate in school.
Nah. That's why a lot of our content is Jaivo.
Jwala.
Yeah, couple. Can I get babies? Yeah, it's by Jaiva or they doing jokes on TikTok.
Yeah.
They find it. I'm not hating on it.
Yeah.
But it's just that It should be diverse.
Kibone something where Zizi got us saying that he's going to reintroduce physical exercise at school. I didn't even know that it paid
No, it ain't, man. My daughter has maybe it's a
PE.
maybe it's a PE. Oh, it ain't.
So much
Maybe in the hood.
Maybe in the hood if it.
I can say.
Because I remember we used to have.
Yeah,
we
we
used
have
to
PE.
have that.
Yeah.
That was
Physical,
a period.
PT or PE, physical training.
And on a PE, I remember back in our school, that's when we tried different sports.
Hey.
Yes.
We do different sports. Samajita snining on PE, redala diski, snining rugby, snining cricket.
Yes, there was a day in the week for everything.
For everything. And
Athletics.
That's how you get a little taste of it.
Even the athletics, I'm not sure if they are that big anymore. Nobody pizza when we go visit another school. Inter schools.
Yeah.
I don't see them.
I don't know if they're still happening. I wonder.
And those used to also foster social competition,
between the high schools in the same vicinity.
Yeah. I mean, I remember I was trying to think back to my first memory of winning. And I was in high school, and then they put me against an older team. So me and my twin brother, Tabo was better in sprinting, but I had stamina. So I was going against an older team, I think under 18s, but I think I was 14 or whatever, or 15. But there was a girl I wanted from a rival school, and we were running against their school.
Their school, yeah.
I'm like, I'll be damned if I lose, right?
And
but from there, I kind of made a connection between, winning psychologically first. I'm like, man, I'm not going out like that. Patience, Alida. I never. And I was a small kid, bro. And I came number 1.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a bulky guy, and I did I can say everything. And I'm this kid from a poor background. But yeah. And then even today, I can still remember how the stands, like that roaring from
that feeling.
And I won for the day. Like, you see things like that.
Yeah, that feeling.
But those things are missing, man.
There was this, I think it was a family that they would do videos of them supporting their kid doing athletics. It's fast little boy.
Baba Tavola
that like was so inspirational to see, like that family supporting that kid, whether he wins or loses.
Yeah.
But they in their numbers, in their groves with the signs. That supporter and that boy. That boy is gonna be something.
Yeah, man. I feel like, man, the government, we should go back to harnessing sports, because in fun
we need a lot of these black kind of thing, especially black boys, black girls in sports.
Yeah.
Who's that girl? Is it Coco?
Coco.
Yeah, she just won the Grand Slam. Fana killed it.
Because I'm thinking, guys, you need to think about this, especially if you are parents, right? Look at the world today, right? You need to look at your environment. You need to look at your environment and say, some people genetically will be born with stronger intellectual abilities. School is important. Some will have physical advantages. Guys, try to go for all the advantages that you've been brought. Today, our kids can start their own channels, because you can develop a channel and make it private until you've refined it. So basically, you need to be able to make sure that your kids are in sports.
You expose them to everything.
Your kids now can have careers via content, and they can learn a skill coding. They've got all these things, and you can
expose them to all of them.
And the nice thing is that you can integrate them into their social life and play.
Yeah.
You can play games, but learning something. You can teach kids now how to trade with equities.
Yeah.
There's a lot that you need to expose your kids to, rather than just
I'm all for like exposing your kids to everything, and then when on check and see what lands. Because
you have an opportunity to make it academically, you have an opportunity to make it sports. I mean, I was thinking even now, if you look at the polarized, when I was looking at the covering of Mangosuthu's funeral, there's a guy who does the correspondence, even when Mrs. Zulu was. So if you take your phone now, and you just document what's happening in your community, what you find out is that the big media houses, they come and syndicate your content, and you get paid. Because you are telling this story from an authentic point of view, as somebody that lives in the community, right? and you just do this from your phone, just from covering your thing.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you are in a media or a journalism career.
Yeah, because I wonder how you discovered in front of the camera. Like if you know the oral, you know, debates and whatnot, then we know okay, when how to like articulating yourself in front of people and the camera is easy for you. You know.
Then babang naturally you put your kids in casting schools. You know, baba it's the fashion model.
Sure.
There's a lot you can explore.
Yeah, there is, bro. There is. But now you just need to find that one thing and lash onto it. Just need to find it.
But just do as much as you can.
Yeah.
And then something will catch.
Yeah. Hey, it's just that our parents never had the fucking
time.
But I would tell about old lady next in fact. They would drop you off and have to go somewhere. And then you have to just navigate that whole minefield, and then kind of these white boys, you know, all their parents are there,
and their aunts in the grandstands.
They're signing them up.
Hey.
You have to go sign up. Then you have to, you know, figure. Like my first race, I remember I didn't know that I had to stick to my lane.
Yeah. How much?
Yeah. Bro, I was fast, right? So,
but you're not.
Yeah, I wasn't in my lane. And then you win, but you get disqualified.
This is coming up with excuses.
I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Because I think I seen that's how we run in the hood.
But also, I don't wanna. You know, like white people have a way of doing things that we must not take it as a benchmark or standard, right? Like we from communities where, like, man, this thing of a nuclear family is not a thing. We buy into things because my boys are doing it too, right? For us, that's what drives us.
Yeah,
so if I can convince boys, like somewhere else, I don't need my parents. To be honest, like a lot of things as black people, but we just need our friends. You know, as a community.
No, I'm just saying it is intimidating if only you want it. You know,
that's why I say you need your crew.
Yeah, it's intimidating.
Yeah.
Bro. But let's say, if your friends are there running with you, it's fine. But if your friends aren't interested in running, you're gonna go trial out for rugby. Only you want it.
And
you do need to support as a kid.
And the problem, compare o fitlhele ntšhatsele ha ba e fa scaftini ba e file ntho nngwe go na le apole go na le ba di bitsang di-energy bar wena ba o shapile ga mageu le apole o tshaba lo ntsha scafti
ba tseba ka athletics bafana bana mona ba kenya di-bandage all these fancy things. It's like, do I need that shit?
Ha o qeta o matha o na le ntho ba o sedilang ka yona.
You know, I'm just going bare, my G.
But that's my point. My point is that when we look at what people have in terms of tools, we disqualify ourselves, right? We disqualify ourselves. Like an exam or the aptitude test or whatever. How fit are you? Mbaluke na Rafael kana ena le di color sticky post ne
bro, she's got her fucking highlight.
Ona le rula tse two, ona le scientific. Okay, you know those double lens glasses. Na go mana o kentse jezi o kholo o isietse ki ankele ya hao mama e dutse jena. Then you start judging yourself, ne?
You do. Bro.
You start judging yourself. How wa sheba mbali o tshwere le di vitamin water da wa bo. Amfa rona. Wena o kene ka for khoyane le ballpen e gauileng. Mara the results di tswa number 2, number 1.
Yeah.
Mutho like number last.
Yeah.
Because you judge yourself with the exterior and then you start disqualifying yourself.
Yourself. Yeah.
So they are good in those things. Sometimes we have something that's inside of us that we must just find. The environment looks like does not favor us.
Yeah, especially now that things are changing. Like as new parents, we need to just do better.
Yeah, we just need to do better.
You need to be the ones there encouraging your kids. You know, over those lessons. Don't give up.
Art, drawing, acting, everything.
All of that shit, my G. All of that shit. Otherwise, I know we like.
It
gets there. It's good because my life was totally uneventful. I was home actually, even for the weekend. I went to the movies with the kids, Maoban.
That is so cute.
I went to watch Ninja Turtle, Ninja?
Oh, Ninja Turtles.
Mutants.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I went to watch that with the kids.
I'm sure you slept.
I did.
I asked him.
And my daughter, because I went with the kids.
Yeah.
So, and then my daughter, so my wife is asked, how was it? So my eldest one paisa that old eating or no, but you know, daddy slept. In fact, I wanted to go in with my headphones.
With your headphones.
But I was like, let me make the kids see what I'm also interested.
Yeah.
But I only slept maybe 20 minutes or whatever, you know. But what I enjoyed about it, you know, I get the voice things are grown folks.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack, they played NT up.
Oh, what?
That group.
Yeah. Not Mob Deep. MOP.
Yeah. Then they had a Club Call Quest.
Nice.
And I think when they read the credits, it's Q-Tip that raps.
That's dope.
So I was like, okay, actually, this is nice. You know, so I did that. Yeah, so I've been indoors the whole weekend actually.
All right, man. Lina, I'm still dealing with that the measure. Otherwise, I had my son over this week. So I bought a retro gaming thing. You know, remember Body kind of the TV game. Yeah, and the Bomchini and whatnot.
Yeah.
You can get all of those games in something that looks like a USB thing. Yeah.
With Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat type of shit. Oh yeah.
So it comes out with 2 controllers. You just put it on the HDMI thing.
TV.
Yeah. You just put it on the HDMI, and I've been playing that shit with my son. Bro.
Yeah, that's dope.
I'm getting into the games, like the classic games that I used to fucking love. Yeah, so we've been playing like.
You must plug me. Plug me.
Pac-Man, it's got tons of games.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat, Hand and Can.
TV games, and then about promote that TV.
It's TV. I don't know if that was true or not, but I think the parents were just.
I don't think. Yeah. So my boy is enjoying that tremendously. So he likes the car games.
I remember how TV game was once a thing in class, eh?
Yes.
Like I was not TV game in.
Bro.
DSTV.
No, before DSTV, forget DSTV. Before DSTV, it was
Mnet.
DVD, bro.
Hey, Mnet. Open time. It was the open time.
Plasma.
Because we only got Mnet between 5 and 7 or something.
The free one.
5 and 7. The free
one,
one. Yes.
Yeah, just for 2 hours.
And then the rest of the time you
It has to be
needed
subscription.
to have money to have Mnet.
Yeah. And they would have all the dope shit like wrestling. The shit that you want to watch.
And then ETV came and rescued us. Thank you, ETV, for
ETV
your work.
Mare ETV baricala Emmanuel.
And they changed the game.
And I think because no, before Emmanuel there was another one. Yes, butterscotch. Remember that one?
No.
Shit. Remember
man? Where there would be an invisible spirit that would fuck these women, and then they would be sitting. It was called butterscotch, and then they'll be chilling. All of you like kids, man.
Oh my
Yes.
God, no.
So it was Emmanuel and something butterscotch, but it was a spirit. So it will come and but you are sitting like that, and then it starts fucking you, and then you start, and then it leaves. I call it butterscotch.
Yo, ETV was wild.
ETV was wild.
They gave us premium content.
Yo.
Because I remember Emmanuel. So I had a TV in my room.
Yeah.
And yeah, black and white. You know
You
what
were
I'm saying?
rich.
Yeah, he was rich.
I did black and white. So I would switch it on. But see.
When you look down, yeah.
But my dad would still be up.
Yeah.
My dad would still be up.
Doing the same thing you're doing.
Doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm like, yo. So he's in the living room watching this shit out. I'm in the bedroom.
Watching the same shit.
How did you know he was in the same thing? Volume.
Bro, like why is the no next time people volume. Like why is the light on?
And only it was weekends only.
Yeah, weekends. Come on, man. 11.
Couple 11.
Then I know that nigga wasn't watching sports.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't.
That nigga was wild watching that shit with me.
Hey, Emmanuel.
Yeah, he wanted to see what's going on.
And then they tried to petition it for NCUE, but they won. They won.
I wanted to see what's going down as well.
Because I remember DSTV also wanted to have a
A porn channel.
a 24-hour one, but
Yeah,
that one
but
didn't
yeah,
pass.
Oh my God.
No, we are still
by
a moral
hand.
cunt.
Yeah, by hand. Yeah. Otherwise, in Fanamara, we've been, they've been cooking us, man.
Ampulela.
And again, on social media, we were cooked like over the weekend.
Eyo, Mutat. They told your boy out here
Yes.
he's pushing 40 with a failing podcast.
Hey, bro. Hey, man, they were cooking us. The Pushback boys were getting cooked. Man.
It was not a good week for the Pushback boys.
The Pushback boys were getting cooked. Man. One was revealed to be a catfish.
Hey, man, it's not a good week for the Pushback boys, man.
Yeah, man, it's not a
And it's not looking nice. It's not looking nice.
It's not looking nice. So you know what happened? Correct. The cooking I got, because they called me 40. They said I'm pushing 40 with a failed podcast, and I'm like,
What did you say?
yeah, we were wild. Me and Mo.
It was actually Mo who started.
Yeah, but you know, it got me thinking, right? I wanna, like, on social media, like I like you are able to differentiate, ne, between the real feminists, ne,
Yeah.
who they just have this thing, like maybe they went back and did the research.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And read about it and whatnot. So by understand. So because you can tell who's a real feminist by how they diss you.
Yeah.
On
And how they engage you.
Yeah, and how they engage you. Listen, they still do the wild, discontinuous shit, right?
Yeah.
But they always ensure that they do, in their attempts to diss you, they always ensure or are careful to ensure, okay, they don't fall into the abyss of the other phobes or isms.
The pseudo feminists.
Because let's say like, for instance, like the girls that were dissing me, right? So back like, oh yeah, how the fuck could you say that? Whatever.
What did you say?
What did you say?
So no, there's this girl now who saw most tweet on that thing, and I think she got triggered, right?
What was the tweet?
So the tweet, I think Mo was talking out. So what happened? So let me paint it. Let me paint it. So there was I don't want to call them a couple, but two Twitter users, I think
co-parents.
Co-parents who came on social media to talk about the co-parenting
baby mama
thing.
did it.
So the baby mama is out there talking about, no, this nigga hasn't been supporting his kids since Feb, and whatnot. So this guy also jumps on and says, no, but I've been doing my thing. You know
My
what
part,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Hey, I've been doing my part. You talk about what you've been doing as well. You know what I'm saying? Kids are chill. So he claims and whatnot. So now they're having this back and forth. So now when the TL sees this, obviously sides are getting chose. People now are theorizing on things. You know what I'm saying?
There was nambana.
So we're seeing this thing, and theories are being thrown, right? So I think
more threads.
Yeah. More threaded man. Looking at this interaction, he says, she could have asked him for this thing a lot better.
Asked him for money.
Or even to tell him, you've been slacking off on the agreement that we had, right? So to bring him back in line. You know what I'm saying? But now the women were like, no, he should already know why. Has he forgotten? You know what I'm saying? The child lives with her. Like, what the fuck does he think is happening? You know what I'm saying? So they like, fuck the tone. This nigga needs to. You know what I'm saying? This nigga needs to just do right by. And her tone is fucking justified. So Mo is like, no, man. At the end of the day, you're still speaking to a man here. You're still speaking to somebody that you need help from. Yeah.
Especially when the help is over and above the agreement.
Yes, he's fucking up in the agreement, Mara. Is that how you do it? Is that correct? Do you think being aggressive to him
will get you the results you're looking for?
Will get you the results that you're looking for. So that is basically the essence of most thread. So then some girl jumps on that thread, she got triggered by the word humbled. And then she goes up and calls us puny rats and whatever, right? And then later on, then she starts speaking about her experience. And then I see that tweet and I laugh at it.
You laugh at her experience.
Yeah, I laugh at her experience. but now people don't know
the context.
The context, because I'm connecting too. Okay, the reason why she called us that is because
she's projecting.
She's projecting.
Yeah.
So I jump on her Twitter and I laugh at it. So now she's talking about some cesarean section bullshit on there, right? Like doing like some heavy shit. So now when people see me laugh at it, banana
that thing,
they don't know the context as to why I'm laughing at it. So now they see that.
Is this the same person that said you're pushing 40?
No, that's another. that's a whole other another one. So bona babone ke right? And then now people see that and then get offended about it. There's wild hair. You're pushing 40, whatever. Then they do the dissing, right? And then you know I do what I do. I'm like, bitch.
You double down, didn't you?
Yeah, bitch. You batla. You know, I'm being asked, bitch. You batla. Yeah. Because I'm trying to see, like, are you really about that business?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I like about the feminists, the feminists aren't gonna go and call me broke. They're not gonna do the ageism. They're not gonna go for the pod, you know.
Because then that weakens the argument.
It weakens your argument. That means like
you're not on the principle.
Yeah. They're not gonna call me gay. Like a girl, as soon as you start calling her a bitch, she'll straight up homophobe.
Yes.
She'll call me gay or call me broke.
Yeah, she's trying to come out as if she's presenting the marginalized group.
Exactly.
But she's quick to use the marginalized group to diss you.
Well, that's how I know you ain't about that business.
Yeah.
Because when I like a real feminist, they come up with witty pushbacks. Bro, they'll say like, I bet when you shake your head it rattles. Bro, that is funny. Bro, that is funny. Somebody said that shit. I bet when you shake your head, but I laughed, bro.
That's smart.
That's right.
That's smart.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
More fatherless behavior, what now?
Yeah, like calling me bro, calling me 40, bro. I am 40. Like I'm pushing 40. Like I'm not embarrassed about my age. Calling me broke, you don't know what I do.
You don't even know that.
Yes. So now you're jumping into the classism thing.
Yeah.
You're jumping into the classism thing. You call me gay. You are being a homophobe.
Yeah, you're being a homophobe.
In order to diss me.
Yeah.
That's how I know that you.
Or you dissing my mother.
Yeah. That's how I know you're not really about that business.
Yeah.
And normally how I shake them off, I call them a bitch. I call them a bitch. That's how you see, because the real feminist doesn't get kind of getting rattled.
Yeah.
Does it? As soon as I call them a bitch, a real feminist will be like, that's why. So you got a smooth brain. But they come up with some really
spaghetti for brain.
funny shit, bro. Someone said that I have a smooth brain or some bullshit. Bro. I'm like, yo, that is funny. You know, the others, as soon as you call them a bitch, they see red. Hey, you gay ass, broke ass motherfucking bitch. And then Then after they do that, I got you.
Yeah. That's what was telling me how they were saying
That's
he's
where I
sharp
want
like
you.
he's as sharp as a marble.
Yeah.
But that's what telling me how they were saying to him he's as sharp as a marble.
You see?
Those are the feminists I love.
And you get the smart ones, bro.
Those are the feminists I fucking love. I love that smart ass feminists, bro. Like the ones that will come with
because you know they did the work to give you that disc.
Exactly.
They worked.
Exactly, bro, because they know it's a slippery slope to diss you, right? They know I cannot be seen to then use other marginalized people to diss this man.
Yeah.
So I need to come back with a sharp thing to mention what's again. This nigga is a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Or when I read anything, you know what I'm saying? I love that. I love this like that. Anything. And in fact, they come up with some really funny ones, bro.
That's why, for example, Mudise always make sure that even when you diss, he will retweet you.
Yeah.
But if you are not smart, you don't get why. somebody retweets you because they are trying to show you I don't give a shit about your opinion.
Exactly.
I will even actually broadcast it
Exactly.
in my bigger platform.
Exactly.
That's a double down.
Exactly. And what I like about the pushback boys, especially Kalakmang, Void in particular.
chief pushback boy.
Chief pushback boy. Is because these girls know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Like we don't know what he does. We don't
works.
know how he looks. We don't know where
So
he works.
you've got no weapon.
Yeah, you got no weapon. Like
God forbid you're a short nigga. With no connecting beard.
Bro, they don't know how he looks.
He's smart with the words, and he's got the language.
And he's smart with the words, and he's got the language.
He's got the language.
So if you disagree, you have no choice but to just disagree on the point.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing else
You can use.
Yes. You can't call him 40. You don't know how
All he is. Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't have a pod. You don't know what he does for a living.
Yeah.
You can't call him broke.
Yeah.
You can't go for his looks.
Yeah.
You know
don't
what
know
I'm
what he
saying?
looks like. Yeah.
You don't know what he looks like. So that's why. And they tried to get him God. They tried to call him an incel.
They try to get his
Say
suspension.
like he was tweeting off his mama's basement or some shit. They tried and found him, but none of that shit sticks because he's just a face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you are forced to engage the content.
you are forced to engage
Deal with the content.
And that's why like the pseudo feminists Baba tatangwe thula iba.
Hona lo wana qeta ba ne ba re ona re nyala ka the last episode when Bali ba re ropile in Bali. So they went to his profile ba o ka go joinile Twitter 2022 ba o qeta o thulana le ntwe na motloleng. She'll come right.
Yeah, no, she'll come right.
Ka fela ne ba ihlantsha jene.
She'll come right. Exactly. And wa bona bana ba qetang ho ithula feminism but ke bona that get rattled by the word bitch. Wa bona as soon as you call her a bitch, ke bona since she forgets all the other shit.
She's not aware of umisa seretse
by calling her that.
And you will tell if she's classy.
Yeah.
As about seretse, you will tell by how she will her clap back.
By the clap back. You know
what was
yeah, you know she knows that she come on, that's fair. I want to see what you gonna say. And as soon as you get rattled, I got you, bro. Got you, bro. And then I stopped focusing. And then I stopped focusing on what we're actually arguing about. Oh, so you're a homophobe.
So what about your mother? Oh, so you know about women business.
So
you know about that, ne?
I ain't got that blind. So yeah, so those were the things in the when we were getting cooked. Right?
The other thing happened is that conversation yadi baby mama and baby daddy thing.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes you have to. I always say to people, it's like there are topics that, by and large, are emotive by nature and definition. So you do have to expect that there's going to be a lot of emotions.
Yes,
it's like trying to argue about rape. There's no way that that's not going to be an emotional decision. So sometimes you have to understand if a woman is going to be
triggered.
More emotional, because it affects them the most.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So whenever it comes to gender wars, so I look at you. Modise has a very documented baby mama drama. You are in a co-parenting situation.
Yes.
I got all my kids within wedlock, so I don't know what this means. You know.
We ain't got none of these.
Babang the tombstones are one of the marriage stops, but but my point is, you are engaging with the subject, being the person who's gone through it. Ne? Yet you are fighting people that their stance are
hypothetical.
Yeah. So their stance is that I will be on the woman's side anytime a woman is attacked for anything.
Yeah.
But the subject is baby mama drama. Right? So you are supporting a point simply because you feel like a woman is being attacked. But this guy, he's bringing a lived experience of having dealt with a baby mama.
Yes.
Right? And he's been through that where he's like, look, people fighting or why, when somebody says, I think there was a pushback about prove that you are a primary.
Yeah, a primary parent. Or,
Then somebody says, yeah, but where do you think this child lives? Well, the child is always going to live where you live. So you okay. So you also can't prove that you got the house because of the child. That's where you lived anyway, right? So there are things that will happen by just being the
primary
parent, right? Then if we agree, my contribution is going to be 2.5, and then you come and ask me for more, and I'm like, but you have to humble yourself. So you can't come to me about that request with a demanding tone.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You have to humble yourself, real. I know our agreement says this, but there's a circumstance that's arisen on my side that might require you to hold more. Which is where people were missing each other.
They see keywords like humble. So, okay, why should she come and...
It's like a woman has to be in this subservient and because now you are asking me something that's over and above.
But we agreed on. And maybe let me ask Mbali this. Like for instance, like with their situation, you know, they had an agreement. This guy was faulting on the agreement. You know, there were months that, you know, he'd pay half, you know, pay a quarter, like, you know, unasapatali the agreed amount in full. So that it became a pattern, right? So now when she starts realizing this pattern, you know, she's like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like when or some bullshit like that. So you know what I'm saying?
So did he just stop making payments towards
No, he didn't stop, but
inconsistent.
They were inconsistent. They were inconsistent. So now, you know, like when you see the texts, like she was abrasive, like she was.
The fact that it's already in a public platform already tells you.
Wow. And then now.
Nikupane text nibonisane as way.
No, I mean she was doing it on Twitter and she was tagging him.
Yeah, she was tagging him. So basically, what I wanted to ask you is that, like, when if you were in a position like that, what would your approach be? Like, would you go in mad?
Yes, Des.
And then knowing who maybe your baby daddy can touch that one.
I've gone out of my way to make sure I don't have a baby. Because I don't want to find myself in situations like this.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would react. No, but
fair.
Because I'm a daughter, I've gone out of my way
to avoid making
sometimes
a human being
to my own discomfort. To make sure
that this doesn't happen.
That I don't want to be tied to some guy who might turn on me as soon as I bear a child for him. So I don't know enough to be able to comment on how I would react if I was the one.
And that's fair.
In the situation.
And that's fair. Than those people that take a moral high ground or an idealistic stance when they don't have a lived experience.
Of it.
And you are right, or like you don't know how emotions, you know, like, because we also don't. I know, like, even us as guys, it's easy for us to, like, attack a woman that comes out and fights Messi, you know? But we don't know what pushes her to the edge. And that's what I'm saying to niggas as well. You need to have that understanding. You're already dealing with a situation that in and of itself is an emotional one.
Because ultimately what you hope for is that even when love turns to hate, that there's still that tenderness that we have towards each other.
Yes.
Even if it's not for, even if it's just for the child. But yes, fine. Now, there was a point where we must have loved each other for us to have conceived this child, right? And now it's fine. We hate each other. But even in our hatred, when I appeal to you, now you know.
I still go back to what I always insist whenever there's a baby mama drama. Ne? You must always understand very few relationships end amicably. Forget whether there's a child involved. Very few relationships end amicably. When relationships end, there's one who still wants to be in it. There's one who's been let go of. So there's always going to be bitterness. That's why they always say, like, even if there's no child involved, if I'm dating Bali, and then I do her dirty, she wants to make sure that her next relationship is she's rubbing something in my face to make me feel better. So it's either going for a guy who's got a better bag, or if it's me, then I want to rub it in her face. Like they always say, like,
Blow up.
yeah, it's like it's like
Blow
they
up
say when
after
people break up, the one who starts tweeting the most is the bitter one,
Yes, the
right?
bitter one.
So now there's a child involved. Whenever there's a child involved, the unfortunate part is that baby mama drama seldom has anything to do with the baby. It's got to do with unresolved issues
Of the
or
relationship.
bitterness, the residue of the bitterness of the relationship.
Right.
So a nigga would be like, okay, cool. Think about this. So, you dumped me. I didn't want the relationship to end. Even if I was the wrong one in the relationship, right? You're going to go on about your life. So now, remember now, it means, from how I see it as a guy that's bitter, that I've been dumped. Ne? I don't think about the baby. I think about Mutona Mfit. You think about it yourself. Is it nice to give somebody money that you married?
No.
Even somebody you own legitimately.
Bro.
Like I'm just saying, because you see the emotions of the topic.
Bro.
Emotionally, nje, to just give somebody money that you married.
It's not nice.
So let's say, for example, Des, you are my friend. Ne? I owe you 10K. But it so happened that you, Des, were in a relationship with my sister. And then my sister tells me that you beat her up. What I owe you has got no bearing on this thing I get. But it's not going to be easy for me to give you back the money.
Well, it won't.
You see what I'm saying? Because there's a part of me that there's something that's happening that I use to punish you with something that's unrelated. So what sometimes then happens that even Banyana, they can then use the baby. That's why, like, if they are the ones that feel like they were hard done by in the relationship, then they're like, okay, where I'm going to punish you, I'm going to punish your access to the child. Because there are those stories where it is the guy that wants to be in the child's life, but the mother feel like, but if I allow you to be an active father, I have to deal with your face every week. And I don't want that.
I mean, like that girl who I laughed at, right? Her story is actually quite touching.
What happened?
Because she had just given birth, right? And I think it's a C-section. So her ex-husband, I think it's an ex now. So utlile spetlele and kare her room, like her waiting room after giving birth, unole fail, man. She had like messy. She had clothes all around, and they had visitors coming through, maybe to come see the baby or something, right? And then she asks him to just clean up man who be presentable inyana for when the visitors come see the baby. And then he said something really wild. No, I get
Shit.
Wabo.
They'd broken up at the time.
No, the husband at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know? It's fucked up. So you can just imagine when you break up with someone like that, right? And you just hate this person's guts.
Yes.
Like shit.
Yeah, even the things that you used to let go of because you still love him, when you now hate him, you bring back from start.
So I get it. I get it. Maka, now, you are now in a situation now where this nigga that you hate, you have to co-parent with this nigga. And make certain requests
of him. We kokobetse. So how do we kokobetse? It also means we kokobetsa pride in
your pride.
Your pride.
For the kid.
For the kid. It is not to say we kokobetsa for autiena you born in a lower position. But sometimes we kokobetsa because you want the best for your child.
We kokobetsa. Bro, like I remember with just myself, like with my baby, because me and my baby mama just only started being good.
Yeah.
But we had a period, like I'll probably say close to a 2-year period where
after the breakup.
After the breakup. At all. You know what I'm saying? And then because of pride, like there's certain things that I couldn't ask of her. Because and then like I wanna do like a recording to maybe a date. Yeah, recording. But I've got like
it's your turn to have him this picture of your son.
I can't say give me give me an hour.
Because
I'm finalizing.
One drop off.
Bro, we were so fucked up that like we were doing kind of getting pickups of Ngwana dating.
Drugs.
Dating. Pick up Ngwana ka dating.
Merchandise, Dulas.
Bro. It was ridiculous. I knew it was ridiculous. But at the time, bro, I don't want her
in my house. My house. Yeah.
No way.
Because you are dealing with the residue of the breakup.
Pick up Ngwana dating. Hare connecting favor nyana maybe during the week because yana span size what travel.
You can't even
can I drop him off a bit earlier? Nah, fuck that, I'm busy.
We want marete ka tlu.
Fuck that, I'm busy.
And that's your son. And in fact, in an ideal world, you'd want more time with your child.
Exactly.
You'd want more time with your child.
Exactly.
No. Go back to what I was saying. What I was saying is that when we argue about certain things and we want to intellectualize them, when we know their very nature are their emotional subjects. The things with applying an intellectual thing in that scenario, it's only after the fact or when it's a scenario you are not involved. Like you see now what Des is talking about. He's saying, I'm aware now in hindsight.
Yes.
It did not matter that the child becomes collateral damage. But when you want to argue it on Twitter, you want to argue it, oh, he's such a bad father that he didn't even want his child early. Because you're invalidating the emotion that he was also dealing with this person. That's what you are invalidating.
And kind of going to, how I'm looking at it is that I don't need to do her any favors.
Because she doesn't do me favors either.
Yeah, our agreement is that when I get dropped off on Sunday, but I drop her on a Friday. I'm not doing that.
And
I've got plans on Friday.
And you what's not the plans?
It's not all.
And this co-parenting thing is such a long stretch. We don't know if we can
get
18, bruh.
It's not all. It's not all. And then there would be things that I would ask. Just because.
Or sometimes even though Mukupa, you no longer bother because you already know where it's gonna go.
Because I already know it. So I'm calling my sister. I'm like, I'm just making alternative plans.
And the solution is so simple.
Bro.
Dropping off egos.
Yep.
But
bro, I can just tell you right now, as soon as we did that, it's been such smooth sailing, bro. Such smooth sailing.
But the thing is, let's be honest.
But it took a while for us to get there.
In all honesty, that's what I'm saying, because this is an emotional topic. The emotions of the breakup of the relationship had to run its course too. Because nobody just breaks up today and next week they've got a perfect co-parenting arrangement.
Yeah, and it helps. Because time needed to go. She had to start dating other people. I started dating other people. Then because now you got a man. I feel like that.
It's no longer
you know what I'm saying?
Because I get on huntsona la batlang o mo. La le sabu huntsona la batlang o mo.
Maybe huntsona le mo. Now she's got a person, I've got a person. It's now we can really focus on the kid. Now we can really focus on it.
Yeah, because the emotions have run their course.
They've run their course.
You healed.
You healed. Yeah.
You healed.
And then now that aggressive tone that I used to get for things.
It's no longer there.
How kupa favor.
But
wait. Favor ke thola mnatam.
And yes, and utlwa he. Kataba ya basadi. Now here's what happens. You know what ends up happening as a man who's got who has to maintain a healthy current relationship and a healthy co-parenting relationship, one must always die. Because what ends up happening, the very woman by the scenario on Twitter about how you are a bad person. When they have you as a lover who has a healthy co-parenting relationship with the mother of the child, they're the one that are the barrier of it.
You speaking my life, right?
They're the ones that are the barrier of it because, those scenarios you was talking about, now when you have to be a sympathizing partner to a present father that whole thing rhetoric
into nendoda phakathi ayinanyani.
or enomfazi.
Hey, you
No,
speaking my
into
life right
nendoda
now, bro.
because kaloku lo mfazi uyayazi into enendoda phakathi bana ayinanyani because ingenzeka usahlaba lo baby mama
No,
wakho.
so wawungathi umfazi because ukuhlatshwa bani?
Whoa.
Hlatshwa
Kanti
umfazi.
ngombo yayathi
No,
abantu.
no.
Nguwe kaloku andithandani nala mfazi ndithandana nawe.
Yeah.
So chances into enendoda phakathi ayinanyani.
But it will not happen. It will not happen if la mfazi naye
But
has closed the
indoda
Yeah.
is the problem.
So wabana, especially that fucking topic, bro. Because I get to kind of get these baby mamas by cocoa bears, right, and use like a softer tone when making requests. When your girl sees that softer tone. When your girl sees that softer tone, that I need that tone to
maneuver, to acquiesce to a request.
To you know, because if she's wilding, I'm not gonna do it.
Yes.
You know.
So did you explain that to me as your girlfriend?
No, I don't need to explain.
You don't need to
So
explain.
nje understand njani bana?
Hey.
Kaloku nam I'm in your life now. Nam sending umama umntana ndithi.
I don't want you privy to these conversations.
Yes.
But I'm helping you co-parent this.
Yeah.
I'm also a parent to your child.
She wanted to see the texts. Nah,
You can't see the text because
what I knew that the tone I get in the texts.
yeah, and then she will project on it.
She'll project.
Yeah, hore.
She'll project.
Or let's say, for example, guys, this goes back to
She'll project.
you see, this goes back to why we should not be having kids
Yes.
outside of wedlock. Because here's what happens, ne? I'm obviously gonna use a loving tone. Okay, think about this, ne? If you and I, the topic we were talking about earlier, being there for the child carry sports.
Like for instance, utolore, if I request ya atla ne, bare kanaging tama langwanak. That's how I'm addressed.
That's a tone. That's in a marriage. How your wife refers to you.
Right. She's fine. I am her father's child.
Child's father. Child's father.
Literally.
Yeah,
literally.
I am.
Yeah.
And that's how she addresses me. So now imagine if my girl sees that. How do I explain that to my girl? How do I explain that to my girl, bro?
Wabo?
Mara Kimang, whose problem is this now? Because go no batlang that tone I
need it. I need that tone because I've seen the latter.
The opposite.
I know the latter.
As you're enjoying the perks of receiving the tone you require, you must also deal with the consequences that come with that tone. Meaning, endlini, if you're in silent, funeke ibe nguwe oyicacisayo.
That's why you can't see these. You can't see my messages, bro. You can't see baby mama.
You can't decide when to opt me in and out of co-parenting with you because when this child gets here, uhlala nama ndithi.
Business tone.
I don't like there's you can't decide okay, this part of the child you can be privy to, this part of this you can't be privy to. So you three ngoku klendo.
But
three ngoku klendo. Umntana wethu sabathathu.
But what's wrong with all this thing? Firstly, is having kids out of wedlock and living with people we are not married to. Because if I'm married to you, your position supersedes that of the mother of my child. But for as long as you and I, Kim Jo, anything that happens with the child,
she has one up on me.
Yes, because if I have a helper, for example, and so if my baby mama is coming to drop off, she has to respect the owner of the house, who is not me. Right? Then she also understands whether she likes it or not. Invariably, there's a relationship between the two of you.
And then, you know what a marriage would help as well. Even now with the communications, maybe I can say because I'm married, talk to my wife.
Yes.
I tell my baby mom,
Yes.
talk to my wife.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, that's what I'm saying right now. If then there's gonna be...
that's also me as your baby mama is an kapkisa londo because can't lali nomfazi wakho.
Hey, now I'm a union now.
Yes, but
I'm a union now.
But remember, Mbali, what we must also be honest and mature about is that we must accept the repercussions that come. That's the repercussions that
because
come with having child out of wedlock.
Yeah, because I would understand. Let's say you married.
Yeah.
You
That's my baby mom.
I'm not gonna call you anytime.
Yeah, speak to my husband.
Okay, Kim said you are mood.
I understand you are a man. You are mood now, and he's the head of the household. Maybe I can't speak to you directly anymore.
Yes. For example,
I will have to understand.
Especially,
I will have to understand.
Yes.
I'm going to have to make requests to that man.
Yes, especially let's make an example, Mbali, where like Des has a son. Ne? His baby mama gets married. Ne? When his baby mama gets married, their firstborn son is the firstborn in that household. Right? And he's a boy. Right? The mother then changes the surname to that of the husband. Ne? So legally, he must decide whether he also wants to adopt the child. There's no way that process happens without Des being in the equation. Right? So either that man has to make Des understand by you, I'm making an honest woman out of your baby mama, and I know this is your son.
You're going to have a man-to-man conversation.
Yes. I would like to have a conversation with you, maybe man-to-man. Des might want to do something, even if, let's say, Des agrees, but okay, he can use your surname or whatever, or they agree that he won't.
He won't.
Then one day, Des decide, umntana uza go luka, ngwana ka tla thabeng. Mara ke aware ngwana ka ha hodiswe Yesu. And you as the mother have always left that door open. When he decides he wants to go into Zakokwabo, but I also can now come and say, Kinkangwana hasikaja. I will have to come and say, talk to this nigga. Look, bruh, whether we like it or not, we are tied.
I'm going to have to talk to this nigga.
What do the optics look like?
I'm going to have to talk to this nigga. And now it's always something I keep at the back of my head. Okay, when my baby mama gets married, I'm going to have to form a relationship with the time I live.
It's in your best interest.
It's in my best interest that I get along with that. And it's in her best interest that she gets along with whoever I choose to make a wife.
And once she gets married, you're not going out of your way calling this woman anytime. Yet you see how women, when they have a child with you, and you try to say to them, these are boundaries of when you can call me. Now they use the child. Oh, now one must decide what time. Now what if one hour reports? No, let's see.
No,
let's see about 7. One now who puts. Then they call you.
Then they calling me at so hours.
If you wanna show her there is no better motive, you call the wife.
Time how phone? Beg if I phone.
Msadi waka. Go retsalang. O tlo kwata.
And then because it's her, you're gonna be hella disrespect.
Yes.
Okay, Des.
Ke my phone. Ni bla re Des. Kupa my phone.
You gonna talk shit.
Ga nke phone ya mang.
Ga phone. Na selwana.
Ngwana. Ke ko ba bua le ngwana ntate. Ntate wa ngwana.
Guys,
ntate wa ngwana ka.
Khumshelana abantwana esinqeni. Don't give these niggas kids.
My baby daddy had. Now my girl is tired.
But I'm telling you, men move differently with the baby mama that they know has a man.
Yeah.
But women, to be honest, you've seen that. To be honest. To be honest, women, that's why when women fight these battles on the TL, being on the side of the baby mama, those women cannot handle being with a man that's a healthy co-parenting
relationship.
They can't handle a man like that.
Bro. They can't.
They can't handle a man like that.
They can't. Naga mona kujeta no hore na ke lwantsha hore ha e ma referred.
Re lata bana ba rona di parking lot ska dula sa di drugs ka baka la di baby mama tse seleng.
Sanu down on his way, man.
Le di girlfriend tse seleng.
Babu ba re especially wena.
Se ke explain le lona ba snambana hore you must make better decisions.
Bro, like it's last week was that baby mama now.
So he must listen to this shit.
He must listen to this shit.
You must fucking listen. This is how you move. Next time o batla ngwana wena o fonela diamond. Ke hai. Wena kurno hona le mosadi hare. Wena o na le ngwana o na le shares ngwaneng. Mara diamond ke lapa la hae.
Lapa la hae.
So for this thing to be healthy, does not happen outside maturity,
Yeah, you have to have a relationship with
respect
that
of
person.
boundaries, and communication.
Mm.
Marwana, you'll do well. You know why? Because you are not interested in the mother anymore.
We touch up blonde.
Wait, yeah, but you never know.
We
eh?
touch up blonde.
Yeah, that's also,
I'm
I'm just saying generally, from where I'm standing, when you are no longer interested.
Yeah, because I wanna like my shit.
When I'm not listening,
I wanna my shit, ne? My shit utolore. Baby mama le girlfriend about because my baby mama feels like my girlfriend took me away. So there's beef.
Yeah, that one is always gonna be.
Well, hey.
They are ops.
My nigga, it's ops.
Yeah, that way. I need ops.
It makes it
That one makes it even more.
Bro.
And highly jwalo. That's why I say, as a man, you also have to understand where your baby mama is coming from. So the understanding has to be, in that situation, you need to work a lot more harder.
And then that, and I don't know when nane get to fuck on both sides. They get to fuck on both sides. Like I'm not giving baby mama play. I'm not giving my girl play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not giving any of them play.
And he has none gotten seat. It would be so ideal for me to just date him already because it's like instant family. Then I don't have to but now the way you make it seem like such a hard and unpleasant experience.
It is, yo.
And for example, the point that I was making about people liking to argue about men being bad fathers. How come then niggas can be bad fathers to their children? They bet with other people. Then they will to your children. So you see, the issue is not about the children. The issue is about how I get along with the person.
Yeah.
Because niggas be stepfathering with the woman they get along with.
Whoa.
So the issue here is not the issue of fatherhood.
Whoa. And then now I wanna quick before we switch it up. I wanna quickly touch on, the phenomena that we see. So now the actual girl that called me 40 plus. So what happened is that she was tweeting on behalf of a friend, right? So
what do you mean?
So Ubua's situation I'm
When it's a situation
yeah. It wasn't her situation. Ubua's situation I'm So Mpenchai kare via social media, babone baby daddy irekile koloi. And then apparently homie currently ohana ngwana. Ohana ngwana right now and her support. But when this girl was pregnant, his main girl was also pregnant.
So he had two girls pregnant at the same time.
At the same time. So why are no sharp? He's present and supporting.
And
you know na wahano bata the DNA test.
Got side.
Got side. So now Baba got side on social media now to expose all of this news.
So all the sighting. We Milan Zatsiba or Unalim side.
What's it? What? So now this is the conundrum, right? So now this is the question I want to ask you guys. Because I was getting conflicting opinions on this. So I say coming on social media to reveal that sort of stuff is embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, yes.
And I say it's humbling too.
Yes, I saw your tweets. Yes.
It should be humbling.
It should humbling because
that you are taking such an L.
Because for everybody, that's the last resort.
Yeah.
Being to get my point across.
Yes. So I'm saying it's embarrassing. Listen, I'm not saying it's not a bad situation that you're in.
Yes.
And I'm not saying I don't understand why you're doing it either.
Yes, we also understand it. Yes.
Because I get who you need to somehow try to, put the spotlight on this nigga to support his
or
kid.
Get out of get some semblance of justice. But
I'm saying, you can't deny that it's embarrassing.
Which is why, for example, when you look at cases of the baby mama or abuse, in South Africa, we have a narrative that says women are more on the receiving side of abuse than women, right?
Than men.
Than men.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that's even rape, right? I mean, somebody actually mentioned it on our tweet somewhere. How most people, if they were to be honest about how they lost their virginity,
Yes.
it was at the hands of an older woman.
It would look
or
like
the,
rape.
Yeah, or the exposure. Yeah, but
It would look like rape.
the thing is, men grew up with this mental model. Laure, you can't express something that makes you look like you are in an inferior or weakened position.
Yes.
So I will not say something because it's like when but we agreed in the world violence is violence. But men are not incentivized to come forward about being mistreated.
By women.
Even by men.
Even by other men.
Even by men.
What need?
Right? So what ends up happening is that you've got a lot of cases that men will never come to the front about
report.
because it makes them look weak in the eyes of society.
Makes them look bad, bro. You
And
look like a
and
bitch.
yes, you look like a bitch, right? I mean, you can see even like Kashara used to say when a nigga has a wound on his back, it means he was running away.
He was
So
running away.
a man was always conditioned to say, you don't cry,
You don't run.
you don't voice your unhappiness.
Yeah.
So you get men in a lot of relationships where if a woman complains, it looks like in this relationship, this woman is mistreated. But the guy is just as mistreated, but he just doesn't voice it as often because a man's orientation is about him taking it
Go to and re qala re di bua
as a
ha sa
to wep-
batla expose.
as a weapon.
Yeah. I like with that boy.
As a weapon.
Bonesele. Was
Eh.
it Bonesele?
Eh.
You know? I mean, we only found out Hori, she was sending her brothers
Hey,
to go beat
all
people
along,
up.
all along, he was quiet
And
about
this
it.
nigga doesn't even talk about it.
Eh. But to
No,
defend himself,
To defend himself, kona a intsango.
Eh.
Remember, we say up there,
because if he didn't, that was his braid. Yes,
and there was
it was
footage of the fight.
of the fight and the conspiracy.
Yeah, and this conspiracy
Yes.
too. I sent my brother to come fuck you up.
But can you tell when he only had to resort to that when he saw that it's there on my braid.
But all of the time, Habu.
But if that guy knew that this thing won't affect my work or whatever, he would have like, it's an L I can take.
Yeah, he would have just taken that L.
Like, hardly,
embarrassing,
I'm not
bro.
gonna, I can fight with my wife, whatever. I'm not gonna go in front of a family meeting. You should say, my uncle's on side one sharp.
Bro, it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
I don't want people to know that this is my life, in fact. Bro, like I was going through shit. Baby, I wasn't gonna come and let people know that some of the L's I was taking.
Which is why, by the way, you find that in South Africa the suicide rate rate is higher above men because I could be with Des every week. Ne? Think about this. It's a bad example, but you commit suicide. Ne? If your mom was alive, I just want to use a mom instead of a father because the father's like that. Then only tabang. I can't accept that you can't have seen what was happening with this. On a little money every weekend. Nagi Bethlehem. I want answers.
Every week.
Then she goes to the woman you live with. Or let it go to the woman you live with. And then this woman's like, yo man, like the night before this, look at the fun we were having. Because that's the cards that a man is dealt. A man can die, like when Ricky they took their life. He had a fucking big concert coming. People said everything is going well for him.
Yeah.
Even
He
today,
had 2 months.
we don't know why he did it.
We don't know what triggered it.
We don't know what he did it.
I say.
But because women are living in a society where, that's what I'm saying, we both play the cards that we are dealt. We are today living in an environment that says it's okay for women to speak out. But because of that very orientation, that's why we'll have more cases that make it look like within gender dynamics, women are on the receiving side of abuse. Because we've incentivized the coming out of women, but not of men.
Exactly.
Wabo?
Keep an eye on your phone.
Okay.
And it's about because I run a community. We don't foster communities amongst ourselves as men.
Call back.
Yeah, they tell us we don't foster communities amongst ourselves as men, which is true.
And other women or feminists will rightfully say, like the smart one will say, that's why patriarchy is not good for men too.
For men too. The smart feminists.
Yes,
By the way, that don't get rattled by the word bitch.
Which is why then when we, the modern men, say, because we also understand that patriarchy is also bad for us. Then when I come to you about my problems, don't use that against me, my vulnerabilities.
And they do.
You see, because now I'm letting go of patriarchal advantages.
Exactly. We started this week. There was this video that was floating on the TL. So it's a video from a TV show, right? So now it's a husband and wife. They're having a fight. So the wife is saying, listen, you know, all this time in the relationship, I've been on the back foot supporting your dreams. All this time, the dreams are how not feel like support. Mara when we entered this marriage, it's a support. So then what she does is that she blames the man for allowing her to be on the back foot, right? And then they have a little like back and forth, right? So then the guy says, bro, it's not my fault that you all this time while I was pursuing these things, you were still trying to find yourself.
Yeah.
And then they back and forth again, and then the lady then says, okay, how could I have found myself when I was busy
supporting you?
Yeah, no, coddling your anxiety attack. How could I have focused on myself when I'm busy coddling your anxiety
attacks?
Bro, why would I get that where she takes like a vulnerable thing that she knows to attack you with? And now with men coming out about the things that we are vulnerable about, because like these days.
Catch the rest of this episode on Patreon.
Dojo.